Thank you, Toastmaster students. Our first speaker is a test engineer at Wipro Technologies. One of his hobbies is public speaking. He listens to motivating songs and speeches of great orators, and this energizes him. Put your hands together for Toastmaster Sai Narayan.
We all have given competitive examinations at some point of time in our lives. Some of us would have succeeded, while some of us wouldn't have. When we fail, we don't break our heart. We don't get heartbroken, because we know that life doesn't end there, and still we can survive. But just think about a competitive examination where students who score below 99 percentile are axed and are wiped out of this planet. Imagine the heat faced by each and every student appearing for this examination. Fellow Toastmasters, guests, and my dear comrades, good evening.
Good evening.
I had a practical learning experience where I learned about the survival of the fittest, which is one of the components of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. And I learned it the practical way, and I would like to share this with you people. In August 1999, my family, along with 4 other families, visited a turtle beach called Ras Al Had in Oman. This turtle beach is around 5 hours from city of Muscat. I remember this a lot because it was then I learned a lot of learning experience, and I did camping for the first time. Going to this beach was not easy. Being a protected area, one needed permission from the Ministry of Environment. There were no proper roads to reach to this particular beach. Torches and any sorts of light was not allowed. And furthermore, there were no hotels, motels, or any lodges in the nearby area. So hence proper planning was required. I saw my mom and dad planning it. My mom planned for the food and the beverages, while my dad planned the transportation and logistics. We had no other choice, but we had to go in a 4-wheel drive, and we had to choose a full moon day to visit this place. So on a Friday, which is a weekend in Oman, and which happened to be a full moon day that time, we traveled. After lunch, we left to this particular place at 2 p.m. It was for the first time I saw the countryside of Oman. It had rocky mountains, deserts with burning sands, light blue sea with white sands in the beaches, and foliage sort of irrigation moving through the difficult terrain and irrigating the farm. Just imagine passing one of these one by one, frame after frame. It was lovely. And one thing I noticed in the inaccessible villages of Oman, the Sultan had built schools and banks with air-conditioned facilities. That was really great. At around 7 p.m., we reached the camping site called Ras Al Jids. It was a bare and a rocky area with strong winds blowing on that day, strong enough to blow a person like me. And then that time the full moon had set. It was a huge white glowing ball, and it was so close to us. It was such a wonderful experience. Once we reached the camping site, we kids helped the driver to set the tent. We were all excited because it was for the first time we had a camping experience. After setting up the tent, our mothers served us hot Maggi with vegetable sandwiches. After that, we all started dancing to the folk songs, and we were merrymaking in the moonlight. The whole area was illuminated with the moonlight. It was a wonderful experience. At around 8:45 p.m., the ranger came to our camp, and then he took us to the nearby beach, where the mother turtles would come to the shore to lay the eggs. We hid behind a sand dune, and we were waiting for the turtles to arrive. After some time, a mother turtle came. The ranger took us near to the turtle and showed how the turtle laid eggs. The turtle would lay eggs and cover the eggs with sands in order to prevent these eggs from being predated by animals such as foxes and seagulls, etc. And then the mother turtle would return to the sea and never come again. The ranger also said that in this beach at this point of time, we have around 1,000 eggs, but only a maximum of 5 would survive and go up to adulthood. That was really shocking when I heard it. After that session, we all went back to our tents to retire. The next day morning, we woke up at dawn. The sun was a huge ball of fire. It was orange in color. We went to the nearest beach where the offsprings would hatch from the eggs and move towards the sea. There was no sound except for the sound of the wave. When we went there, we saw hundreds of new offsprings full of energy running towards the sea, like as though it's going to go, and like a child running when she sees her mother. But unfortunately, there were so many predators. There were foxes, seagulls flying around to eat the little ones. We kids, being caring in nature, carried a few little turtles in our hands. They were disgusting, but yet I found them to be so cute. And then we went to the sea, and then we dropped them so that they could go to the sea and they are safe. But a ranger there told us that there's no point because there are more number of predators in the sea who will eat them. After the session, we came back to our home. I reached Muscat by around 3:30, prepared for the next day, and went to bed with wonderful memories. The next day morning, while getting ready to go to school, I asked my mom, can you just tie the shoelace for me? My mom said, Sai, you at 11, you're asking me to tie your shoelace. Look at those turtles. Their mother just lays the eggs and goes back and never comes. And right from day one, they face a lot of predation. What would you do if you were a turtle? And my mother asked that, I realized that all we humans are so lucky. Our environment is so safe and secure, and we get all our basic needs much more easily compared to many of the other animals. Thus, I would like to conclude by stating that don't take all your basic needs for granted, while there are many other animals and human beings who struggle for existence to get those basic needs. Thank you, and over to the Toastmaster.